It may have seemed like it was just yesterday, but 6 months ago we closed the books on the busiest hurricane season on record ever. An unparalleled 12 named storms, including a record-tying 6 hurricanes, slammed into the United States in 2020, with precious little areas along the Gulf Coast and East Coast spared, shattering the old record that stood for 170 years. For only the second time in recorded history, the Greek alphabet was used during the 2020 hurricane season, using 9 of the Greek letters. All told, there were 30 named tropical storms, 13 hurricanes, 6 of those becoming major hurricanes with winds greater than 111 miles an hour. With a track record like that and data pointing to an era of increased tropical activity, the prospects of what this year could bring, well, are intimidating, to say the least.
There are more landfalls in the U.S. There's almost twice as many landfalls during an active year from major hurricanes as there are during inactive years. There's 40% more storms during an active year in general than an inactive year.
Research shows we've seen more storms and more of them hit the U.S. since the mid-1990s. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, says that the U.S. is likely to be hit with another above-normal year, with 13 to 20 named storms. According to probability data, New Orleans has a 40% chance every year of experiencing a strike. At highest risk, Miami, Florida, and Cape Hatteras, North Carolina at 48%, and San Juan, Puerto Rico at 42%. Just last year, part of the Gulf Coast were hit repeatedly, over and over again in an almost vicious cycle, Louisiana getting a record 5 direct hits alone.
It is 2:02 a.m. Eastern Time, 1:02 Central Time, and we now have an official landfall from our catastrophic Category 4 Hurricane Laura.
Hurricane Laura unleashed its lethal fury across the Gulf Coast. The storm surge in Cameron Parish came in so fast and with such ferocity, experts likened it more to a tsunami as it pushed an estimated 17-foot wall of water onto parts of Louisiana's coast, putting Laura in the record books as one of the top 10 highest storm surges ever along the Gulf Coast region.
So in 1 hour, the ocean rose 8 to 10 feet above its normal levels, which is staggering. I don't know that I've ever seen that type of rise in my tenure, at least observed. And it's absolutely impossible to react.
2020 marked the 5th consecutive year with an above-normal Atlantic hurricane season. It also marked the 5th season we've seen a Category 5 hurricane form in the Atlantic Basin. So what is the climate telling us now? And what should we expect this year?
So climate change has not been directly linked to the frequency of named storms, tropical storms, but it has been linked to an increased intensity of storms. So once they do form, they have a possibility to get to those Category 4 and 5 storms to get that intensity level up. Climate change is also linked to heavier precipitation within storms, about 3%. That's about the estimate that we've experienced through at the current time. Also, sea level rise can make coastal areas much more prone to the flooding.
NOAA research points to a 70% chance this hurricane season will be above normal. And there are a couple of clues from the atmosphere that tell us it will be. Warmer than normal sea surface temperatures, a weaker than normal vertical wind shear, which means storms can organize better, weaker than normal trade winds, and an active African monsoon season all mean the next 6 months are primed for increased tropical activity. So the Hurricane Center has upped their game, bringing several new improvements this year to help forecast tropical cyclones that will help get the word out sooner and more accurately. For instance, they've upgraded the GFS American model to improve hurricane forecasting that extends wave models from 10 days to now 16 days. They've also upgraded their storm surge model, called the P-Surge, to better predict tropical cyclone wind structure and size. That alone can dramatically improve storm surge flooding forecasts. The Hurricane Center will also be deploying more air and water drones to gather more data throughout the life cycles of tropical systems. That long-range tracking means the drones will triple their capacity and double their storage data to make the hurricane models more accurate than ever before. But with all the atmospheric clues and all of the meteorological bells and whistles, storms can still surprise us, even today. They can shatter records, make history, and defy climatology. Preparing for the unexpected is what will likely keep you ahead of the storm. I'm Chief Digital Meteorologist Leslie Hudson reporting for My Radar.